Up to the top of Radion, and Magnussen has made a place.
Hello and welcome to the highlights of the 12th edition of the Arctic Race of Norway. The most incredible race in the most northern place of the world, as these riders get set for some stunning scenery over the next 4 days of racing. And this 12th edition has lots of added spice to it as the riders fight out for the Midnight Sun jersey. Let's take a look at what is on the menu for the 4 days of racing. Day number 1 takes the riders from Borkenes to Harstad. It's a tough day along the way for the riders. 4 individual climbs. We then raced from Tennevoll to Soresa. This is an interesting day with some gravel sections to add a little bit more to the race. On day number 3, the riders go to an uphill finish at the Alpine village at Malselv. This is where the riders can really shape the general classification, and into the final day in Tromsø, 8 laps of a 16-kilometre circuit. Well, the riders are ready. Let's hear from some of them now.
You're one of the favourites.
Yeah, well, okay, that's some pressure, but okay. It still feels like my home race. Last stage in Tromsø, where I grew up. It's a race I always look forward to. I always want to have it on my schedule. Yeah, it's a race I really enjoy.
Of course, it's home race for Unox Norway team, so they're not going to make it easy, that's for sure. First race in a long time. I haven't raced since Giro on the road, so yeah, a little bit unknown, but yeah, we'll see. I think I've done some good training. I'm in good shape.
I think small peloton here, so a lot of teams will want to get something out of the next 4 days, and I think it should be a good race.
I think stage 3 is the day the GC is decided.
On the line it's going to be Ben Hermans, doubles up. Brilliant stuff from the Belgian. He wins again in Malselv.
It's my last year and it's my last 2 months, I would say, so it's also my last race in Norway. Make you think about what you've done the last 20 years, you know.
Alexander Kristoff kjører seg rett inn i den gule ledertrøya!
A bit sad, but also it's time for everything. For me personally, I really hope I can cross the line first at least one time.
Oi, oi, oi!
Some big names here, and before the race got underway, a chance to test the BMX
crazy?
track.
Yes, not something I've trained for, so it was more scary than expected. I don't want to hit the deck here.
Andreas Leknesund, more at home on the roads of the Tour de France than on a BMX track. The team presentation before the race got underway. 107 riders presented to the crowds. All smiles and plenty of fun before the racing begins in earnest. Let's take a look at stage number 1. The riders racing from Borkenes to Harstad. Along the way for the riders, 4 climbs and 3 intermediate sprints. The run into the finish could suit maybe a punchy sprinter. There's the profile. We're going to race through Harstad on a number of occasions before we get to the end. Well, when you're this far north, there's not too long without some rain falling on the riders. And just before 1:35 in the afternoon, the tape was cut and the flag got ready to wave the 107 riders off. All the riders with the rain jackets on, clad against the rain and the cold. We're going to see some pretty spectacular scenery over the coming days. The riders making their way up towards the top of this rise at Storjoda. It's number 161, Storm Ingebrigtsen, who is first over the top. It's the second climb of the day. Kevin Inklar was the first rider to reach the top of the first climb. So confirmation that Ingebrigtsen took the 3 points at the King of the Mountains point ahead of Eskedal and Martensen. Still the rain falling on the riders. This is the head of the race. 5 riders on the attack right now. They've been joined now to make it 6. Combo, Ron Stockman, Torin Esbal, Storm Ingebrigtsen, Fredrik Tversnes, Georg Ridringen in front of the race. Their advantage now 55 seconds with 67.6 kilometres to go. The team of XDS Astana at the front of the race, just trying to keep this peloton as close as possible. We're heading towards the final intermediate sprint of the day, which is the second crossing of the line in Harstad. This group of riders working very, very well. They've seen their advantage grow, but now as the rain jackets come off, this peloton really want to bring things back together. So Astana at the front, still working well. Also the team of Israel Premier Tech in that light blue and white jersey. Trying to make their way back in towards the race convoy, having had problems. We're only a kilometre away now from this intermediate sprint. Got to be very careful through these corners. You can see the standing water. The rider on the back there was Tversnes. Now he goes for the line to try and take this intermediate sprint. And it's the Uno X Mobility rider who takes the intermediate sprint in Harstad with 1 lap to go. Before the riders go through the line for the final time, onto the Sollia summit. And still them working pretty well together. Here we go towards the top of the climb, a real battle here. We're in the blue jersey. It is Storm Ingebrigtsen just ahead. He takes the points, number 161. Ridden well today, Ingebrigtsen, 20 years of age. Still holding on, you know, 40 seconds as we go downhill in the rain at nearly 70 kilometres an hour. Ahead for the riders, 1 more climb at Storjoda. The peloton is only 500 metres behind now. They're doing a great job at bringing this race back together. That's the way to travel, isn't it, to see the race? Everywhere we go, we see the familiar Norwegian flags. And the Norwegian riders in here will be very, very motivated indeed. The peloton, still many riders with their rain jackets on. You can't quite see the sponsors of some of these squads. On to the final climb of the day. There's the vital statistics, 1.5 kilometres in length, 7.4%. And still our 6-rider group is working well. Tversnes seems keen to keep the momentum. We've dropped a couple of riders now, and we're almost at the top. And it's the 20-year-old again in that blue jersey who goes for the summit. He manages to secure the maximum points. We'll wear that Northern Lights King of the Mountains jersey tonight. Storm Ingebrigtsen comes from Fredrikstad, head of the second place rider from the Lillehammer team. So we've decided 1 jersey so far, 17.7 kilometres to go. Peloton has brought back the breakaway And now we get a bit of an attack at the front. This is a big move from the team of Akipo Kern Farmer, just trying to break away. Looks like it's Mats Wenzel just ahead now. Lovely shot of him trying to get as aero as possible. But this breakaway is going to be brought back again. 10 kilometers to go. And the weather conditions are absolutely atrocious. Everybody looking around now. Another big attack at the front. More riders trying to come across. Little group of 3 riders here. Looks like we've got Jentel van der Velde of the Baloise team in there. Also Erik Vangas at the front. And on the back from Norway, a tough rider, Sven Erik Bistrom. But that breakaway's been nullified as well. Now we're going to race into Harstad. 1 kilometre of racing to go. Tough right-hander there. Israel Premier Tech on the front, trying to get set for this first jersey. It's Midnight Sun jersey, which will be presented to the race leader. Real drag here in Harstad. 4 hours and 1 minute of racing has gone by. 200 metres to go. And now the teams start to get their sprinters ready for this final run to the line. Everybody queuing up behind. The Israel Premier Tech team gets set, and it's Corbin Strong who makes a move. Strong going all the way. Corbin Strong, the New Zealander. It's going to be a 1-2 here for Israel Premier Tech. Corbin Strong, the New Zealander, takes the first leader's jersey.
I enjoy feeling the pressure of the guys really putting in their best to help me. Obviously, everyone in the sports trains really hard so to see the work my teammates put in and then the way they sacrifice for me in a race, really motivates me. So I enjoy the pressure and I really enjoy when it pays off and I perform and can pay my teammates back.
Corbin Strong, the 25-year-old New Zealander from Invercargill, top step of the podium for him, ahead of his teammate Riley Sheehan, with Rasmus Tiller in 3rd place. Corbin Strong pulls on the Midnight Sun jersey as advantage 4 seconds on his teammate Tversnes in 3rd, also at 4 with Roman Combo, equal on time. The blue jersey for the points, Corbin Strong. 15 points to him, his teammate Riley Sheehan on 12. It's been a good day out for Ingebrigtsen in the best climber classification. 9 points so far. Corbin Strong, a little bit chilly there on the podium. He's also the best young rider. His teammate Riley Sheehan in 2nd place. Well, the crowd enjoyed that one on day number 1. Let's take a look at stage number 2. The riders starting in Tenivol. An absolutely beautiful place. Well, we're going to see some incredible scenery during today's stage. Let's take a look at stage number 2. Tenivol to Soreza. Along the way for the riders, some interesting terrain for them to cover today. 3 individual climbs, 3 intermediate sprints, and then we have a little bit of added spice to the race. 3 gravel sectors totaling 5,700 metres. There's the profile of day number 2. Dagotto Lauritsen at the race start. All the fans carrying the autographs. In our leader's jersey, Corbin Strong. Sun is out today. Torhushoff there to greet the riders on the start line. There on the left-hand side. And just before 2 o'clock in the afternoon, the riders got underway. 106 riders at the start on day number 2. We lost 1 rider yesterday. When I said breathtaking scenery, look at this for a waterfall. So big sprint then towards the intermediate sprint here. And it's the rider from Norway, Morten Wang Baksas, who has been very, very busy in this race on day number 2. Here's our breakaway group of riders. Burnett, Baksas, Ingebrigtsen is in here again. 78 kilometres of racing to go. We've been over 2 climbs so far. A little bit of an attack from this peloton as Erik van As tries to go across. This is the rider from the Coop Repsol team. He's going to go and try and join this leading group of riders, and he makes his way across. That's a very, very impressive ride. So we've been over 3 climbs so far. 2 of them won by Morten Wang Baksas, 1 by Ingebrigtsen, who keeps the leader's jersey in the King of the Mountains. And we're heading now towards the next sprint of the day. Some cheeky little climbs along the way for the riders today. The peloton holding the gap at 1 minute 50 seconds. Here's Corbin Strong. Looking very intent today, riding for that Israel Premier Tech team. And as always, we're used to these rolling roads. It takes us around the fjords. Here's the makeup. Bernhard Baksas, Ingebrigtsen, As and Martinsen. So they're working well today, and they're trying to keep this advantage intact, but it's very, very difficult. Erik van As at the front in that Coop jersey. Some young riders in here, largely Norwegians who have found their way into this front group of riders. But it looks like the sprinters teams really want to keep this as close as possible. The next point on the horizon will be the intermediate sprint at Soreza, but just before that we go on to our first gravel sector, which will come up at 36.7 kilometres of racing to go. On the front of the group then, Tudor Pro Cycling, a strong squad who've just made their debut in the Tour de France. We've got Rick Plymers, we've got Jakob Eriksson, Peter Kellerman, Boris Makutis, Florian Stork and the old Suter. There's our 5-rider breakaway. On the back of the group there is Jorger Ding and Martinsen. Moving over on the right-hand side as we look, the Q36.5 team, they've got Tom Pidcock in their squads for this year's race, looking for the overall general classification. Pidcock. You can see him just tucked in behind his front group of riders, and he will be keen to do very well on this gravel sector. On the back of the group there, number 1, 2, 3 is Josh Burnett, another New Zealand rider, 24 years of age. Number 162 at the back, Erik van As, the last rider to get across to this front group. Every little town we go through, the fans come out. And now we get set for the gravel. 1900 metres. And gravel sectors are becoming more and more prominent in these elite races now. 565 metres of racing on this gravel sector to go. Always difficult, riders don't want to puncture, and it's good that we haven't got wet conditions today. Pidcock is a little bit of a master on this sort of terrain. been a rider who has won the Strade Bianche in his career so far. Through to the intermediate sprint now in Soreza. And yet again it is the Norwegian rider Morten Wambachsas who is the first rider across the line as the jets go by. One rider slightly up the road. He's decided to go clear now. Big attack. Erik Van Ass has left all the riders behind. This is our chasing group. And so far today, Morten Wambachsas has been the first rider over 2 climbs and the first rider through 2 intermediate sprints. So he's having a wonderful day out here, the Norwegian rider. The next point for the riders will be the intermediate sprint at Soreza. That will come up after this gravel sector we're going across again, with Erik Van Ass still at the front for the Kurt Repsol team. Here's the 4 chasers. And this is the peloton, with Corbin Strong's team now starting to look interested. Big attack on the gravel sector. Everybody looking around at each other. One rider trying to go clear. Looks like it might be Ingebrigtsen who's trying to go away. And now we have 4 riders at the front who've joined up. Burnett, Ingebrigtsen, Ass. Martinson is there. Big attack out of that corner. Some furious racing going on now. It's the Israel Premier Tech team, the team of the race leader, who do not want this breakaway to succeed. And flicks of the elbow. Riders seem to be pretty much on their last legs right now. The intermediate sprint is coming up. And yet again it is Erik Van Ass who goes to the front through the intermediate sprint, the 23-year-old Norwegian. But it looks like the peloton is closing in and closing in fast. 15 kilometers to go, peloton all together. It looks like we might have a bunch sprint. Another big attack. One rider trying to go clear. We've got one more gravel sector to go. Ten seconds for the leads. It's one of the Unibet team Rockets who's gone clear. Another big counter-attack. This is Kevin Vermarker of the team of Picnic Post NL. And Vermarker jumps away now. He catches Stockman. This team of Rockets team is going to be bigger in 2026, having signed Dylan Groenewegen. So Vermarker tries to go clear now. This is a big move by the American rider. 12 seconds off the gravel, and now they get set up for the race finish. Uno X Mobility moving towards the front in that red and gold coloured kit. Vermarker is caught. Can Uno X Mobility give their sprinter Alexander Kristoff the send-off he's looking for? 1800 metres to go. 1 kilometre now to go. Uno X Mobility looking around. They've got their sprinter. Oh, big crash on the left-hand side. Kristoff gets set with his lead-out man. Also up there is Van Asbroek of the Israel Premier Tech team. This is a massive lead-out here. Alexander Kristoff goes very, very early. Kristoff driving away. Look at this for a victory. His 98th win of his career. Alexander Kristoff, the send-off he's been looking for.
I'm very happy to win in my final race in Norway, and I'm proud also. It's my 98th pro win, so I still missed 2 400, but at least to get a win here in Arctic means a lot because it's a long time since I win in February. So it's been a few second places, but it's not the same feeling like winning.
A fantastic performance in his last ever race here in Norway. He went early, timed it to perfection, Alexander Kristoff. Confirmation he took it from Van Asbrook and Feldman.
I can't probably keep up with the likes of Tom Pidcock and Christian Scaroni on a climb like this, but I'm in good shape and I'm looking forward to the challenge tomorrow regardless.
Corbin Strong still leads, he's equal on time with Kristoff, with Riley Sheehan in third place. Corbin Strong pulls on the points classification jersey, again equal on points with Kristoff, but courtesy of countback, Strong is still in first place. Kristoff will wear that jersey on day 3. Corbin Strong's had a very busy presentation. He still leads the best young rider classification by 4 seconds. And still in the jersey for the best climber is Ingebrigtsen. 6 points ahead of Baksas, who was very active on day number 2. Nature is breathtaking, isn't it? We move on to day number 3. Look at the colours. It's just like a photograph. Husoi to Malselv. This is a tough day. Along the way for the riders, 182.4 kilometres of racing, taking them over 4 summits, one of them being the final summit up to Malselv, and the Fjellandsby and the Alpine Village. 4 climbs, 3 intermediate sprints. This is the day that the general classification will be shaped. Now that's a vantage point to watch the race, isn't it? (1:30 in the afternoon), bright sunshine, much better than day number 1 and just similar to day number 2. And as always here, the light never really fades at this time in the season. So we're heading to Fjellandsby Summit. Immediate for the riders though, the Husoi Summit. This is a tough one. There's a big incentive at the top though, 100 kilos of salmon for the rider who gets first over the top. Here's our breakaway group, Baksas, Velsom, Ingebrigtsen again there. And Martinsen is also in this group of riders. And here's the sprint for the all-important 100 kilos of salmon. And of course the climb is going to be very, very close, but Morten Lang Baksas again is the rider who has been so animated over the last days. He takes the salmon and he takes the points. Through to the sprint. This is our first sprint of the day. Again, it's Morten Lang Baksas who's through there. He's so intent on trying to take points on every single opportunity. Lovely area for this breakaway group. 4 riders in the breakaway, 2:44 now their lead. There's Corbin Strong. Corbin Strong in that yellow jersey. In our breakaway, Morten Lang Baksas of Norway. Storm Ingebrigtsen in the co-op coloured shorts, but he's of course the king of the mountains. Jorg Rydningen Martinsen, a Norwegian rider from Lillehammer. And Sebastian Vesslum, another Norwegian rider. 2:49. The peloton quite intent on just letting them build their advantage. And next for them will be the Bergsbotten Summit. That comes up with 126.5 kilometres of racing to go. Some stunning little beaches nestled away here. Oh, the Lillehammer rider there in the green jersey, Jorgen Martinsen, he's been animated in this race, hasn't he? 19 years of age. The sun shimmering on the water to the right-hand side. And this really, for the riders, is one of the most beautiful races of the season. On the front, the Q36.5 team setting out their intention, really, that they want Tom Pidcock to try and win today's stage. 3:20 now. And on the back, number 161 is our King of the Mountains in that Northern Lights jersey. Team of Tom Pidcock, a very strong squad. Milan Varda, Fred Frieson, Mark Donovan, Marcel Cambrubi, Sjoerd Baks and Tom Pidcock. Onto the Bergs Bottom summit. This one, as we saw, the vital statistics on the left-hand side. We've still got 2 kilometres to go to the top. And another big sprint here. Yet again, it is Baksas who just takes it from Ingebrigtsen, and that puts him very, very close to this King of the Mountains jersey. He so deserves to go away with something from this race. Still Q36.5, setting their intention early. Also at the front, the team of Picnic Post NL. Here's the summit of the next climb. And yet again, another big sprint, and the Norwegian team are trying to outwit Ingebrigtsen now in that blue jersey, because Morten Wang Baksas is only 1 point from the jersey. Here's Kristoff in the blue points jersey today. Inside the magic 100 kilometres to go. We've got an intermediate sprint coming up at Finnsnes. And here at Silsand, the incredible span bridge taking us across the water. Still our group of Baksas, Ingebrigtsen, Martinsen and Velslem. Still working well as we make our way across to the other side now. Into the intermediate sprint. Again, it's Baksas. We keep mentioning him all the time, but he's the first rider across the line. And these riders have been on the attack all day today. Remember, we had that first category climb right at the start at Husøy. It really took the sting out of some of the riders' legs. And they seemingly are managing to keep things nicely going between them. The rider in the red numbers is Jorgen Martinsen, the 19-year-old Norwegian. Now Kofidis moved towards the front. Kofidis in that red and yellow kit. They've got Dylan Toons in here. He might be a possible winner of today's stage. Maybe we've got a couple of options. We've got Oldani as well. Everybody seems pretty intent on thinking about this race finish. Average speed today, pretty steady. 37.41 kilometres an hour. It's been quite a trudge on today's stage. Quite hard roads, a number of different climbs. And as we make our way to the Alpine village at Malselv, it is going to be a low average speed on today's stage. You can see how hard they're having to work on these just little bit of kickers. They take the sting out of the legs. And with 2 hard days of racing already covered, no surprise that some legs are starting to get tired. The gap now starts to drop. It's a little bit more manageable. 1:16 now the lead. 38 kilometres an hour. Now we've got more representatives of Q36.5 at the head of the peloton. The rider on the back there just working his way through is Baksas. As we look across, they are almost now at the intermediate sprint at Malselv River. That's where the riders will really start to understand what's coming up. Starting to get a little bit greyer. Big attack now The Norwegian rider makes a move. Sebastian Vestlund, 19 years of age. Looks around. The peloton is not too far behind the breakaway. But Vestlund has decided, let's try and get to the intermediate sprint. A little bit damp now on the roads. Vestlund looking good. He's got into his stride. Coming up towards the intermediate sprint here at Malselv River. And he's going to make his way safely through that intermediate sprint. And behind, there's a real sprint now between the riders for second place. But as we approach the final climb of the day, Sebastian Vestlund is about to be caught. The peloton all together now. Really dark clouds in the background. The helicopter just hanging overhead. 4.7 kilometers to go to the top. Now this final climb, you've got to really work it out well. 3.7 kilometers in length. 5 points for the King of the Mountains at the top. Now we're starting to get some moves. Pidcock decides to go early. Corbin Strong hanging on to the double Olympic mountain bike champion. Stage winner in the Tour de France, of course, Pidcock as well. 4 wins already this season in its new colours of Q36.5. Pidcock driving away. Corbin Strong has produced an exceptional ride on day number 3. Look at the New Zealander go, challenging Pidcock on his terrain. 150 metres to go. Strong trying to come past. Pidcock is still there. Corbin Strong, is he going to beat Pidcock to the line at the top of this climb? Surely not. He's almost there, but Pidcock just gets it. What a finish that was. Tom Pidcock, his 5th win of the season.
Yeah, happy, and also we wanted to try and get the jersey today, but Corbin did a pretty incredible climb for a sprinter. So I think still a big race on for tomorrow, but it's gonna be tricky. He's a strong rider. He's obviously going very well. So, but obviously can be happy with stage win.
Tom Pidcock, the Olympic mountain bike champion, wins stage number 3 ahead of an incredible Corbin Strong, who was true to his name on day 3. Look at the finish between them.
I knew I was in good shape. I knew I'd been climbing well. I just I wanted to keep it quiet. That I thought I had a good chance today. But now that it's over, I'm really happy. I proved to myself as well that I can be competitive on 5 to 10 minute climbs also.
An exceptional performance by the New Zealander to hold on to the yellow jersey, which Tom Pidcock was really focused on trying to take. He still holds the points classification. His advantage, 11 points on Pidcock in 2nd place. This King of the Mountains is getting close. Ingebrigtsen has a 1-point advantage on Baxas. The best young rider remains Corbin Strong. 31 seconds now his lead on his teammate Riley Sheen. And so to day number 4, the final stage and the finish in Tromsø. Tromsø, an incredible place to wander around, so much to see and do, and a gateway to watching the Northern Lights at the right time of year. Let's take a look at the stage. The riders will face 8 laps of a 16-kilometre circuit, taking in 1 climb every single lap, 3 intermediate sprints on the first 7th and 8th laps. There's our profile. This is always very, very hard to control. So the scene is set. Who will win the 12th edition of the Arctic Race of Norway? Total distance 135.3 kilometres of racing. The riders lining up. Pidcock wearing the blue jersey today. Corbin Strong in the yellow. The Midnight Sun jersey. Will it be Pidcock? Will it be Strong? 2:35 in the afternoon, a neutralised section. A long neutralised section for the riders. A bit of a procession lap. And through kilometre 0, and the racing underway. Immediate attacks at the front. Riders trying to go clear from this peloton. Really fast racing so far. The first intermediate sprint. A group of riders trying to nudge off the front now with 127.3 kilometres to go. That looked like a pretty tough climb there. Riley Sheehan taking the sprint. And a big attack now. To the first climb of the day, and it's Lorenzo Rota who is first to the summit in that yellow, white and red jersey of Intermarché. Great to see him back racing. It's been a long comeback for Lorenzo Rota after a bit of time off after a crash. He takes the 3 points. 7 laps to go. Intermediate sprint. Riley Sheehan still towards the front. We've got a little bit of a group starting to form, but the peloton only 6 seconds behind. In this group of riders, some fast men. Terry Verche, who was so animated in this year's Tour de France, riding for the Total Energy squad. He looks pretty good in this group of riders. And again, over the climb. Back there, number 45 is Helmoser. 6 laps to go. The breakaway group working well, but the peloton don't seem to want to give them more than about a minute and a half right now into the next summit. Over the top of the climb. Doesn't look like we've got anybody troubling Storm Ingebrigtsen for this King of the Mountains in this breakaway at all, which is great news for the rider who has held that jersey all the way through. 1:28 now. The rain's starting to fall a little bit, damp roads. Diego Uriarte in the green colours. Going through to the front is Jonas Geens. Into the summit again. And that time, right at the front, it was Ulrich Tvedt. There's the bridge that links Tromsø. 65 kilometres to go. As we get now in towards this conclusion, it looks like things are starting to hot up a little bit. Israel Premier Tech now on the front, 1:29, with 4 laps of racing to go for this breakaway group. Ballerini's in here. Ballerini of the XDS Astana team, Holter also. Ballerini's an attacking rider. There's Corbin Strong. He wants to hold on to this jersey today. Surely he's going to come under a bit of pressure. And now Picnic Post NL starts some moves. The leading group of riders don't have much of an advantage right now. Be a little bit careful, a little bit bumpy at times. Big attack left-hand side of the road. One rider tries to go clear. Wants to get himself across. This is Eddie Dunbar, that familiar style of Dunbar of the Jayco Alula team. So Dunbar knows that this sort of springboard is going to be useful for him. Leknesund goes across as well. Leknesund, the Norwegian champion. Looks like things are starting to close up a little bit. 45 kilometers to go. Still 3 major climbs and two more intermediate sprints. Israel Premier Tech trying to bring this all back together. Little groups of riders nudging their way off the front. Over the summit this time. And towards the front, Vermarker. Oh, fast downhill now. So Vermarker looks like he's got himself towards the front. In the colours of Picnic Post NL. 2 laps to go. And it's the Jayco Alula team. A little group of riders now ahead of this peloton. And it looks like Pidcock is trying to make his move now. He catches Vermarker. Whoa, bonus seconds on offer. But Corbin Strong gets there again. This rider is having the most stunning race. What does Pidcock have to do? 100 meters now to the top. This is Della Cala. Hugo Della Cala trying to go away. Jumps clear. Oldani tries to go with him. And it's Stefano Oldani of the Cofidis team who catches Della Cala and goes clear now. 21.6 kilometers of racing remain, and Della Cala's caught him. So 2 leaders with only 17 kilometers to go. We get the bell now. It looks like Corbin Strong is holding on to this jersey. More attacks. Riders really keen to try and get away. Everybody believes that there's a possibility of winning this stage. So Total Energy, Picnic Post NL, Cofidis, all represented. Corbin Strong, ever vigilant, right at the front. Look at the non-stop attacking. This is Cambrubi of the team of Q36.5, a teammate of Pidcock. Big counter-attack, right-hand side, another rider jumps clear. It is absolutely non-stop. The Spanish rider trying to get to the top of the climb. Once we're over the summit, then it's downhill and into the finish. Far towards the front of this peloton, another big counter-attack comes from Leknesund. So Leknesund trying to win this final stage for Uno X Mobility. Corbin Strong is still there, and they're going to catch this final little breakaway group. Corbin Strong is pretty safe now in that jersey. 1 kilometre of racing to go. It's Israel Premier Tech at the front. Now every rider starts to make their move. This is Fredrik Versnes, the 28-year-old from Uno X Mobility, goes early. Look at the sprint of Versnes. Corbin Strong is up there. The final stage is taken by Uno X Mobility.
Oh, it's fantastic. Win a race here in Norway. Incredible, and also a super tough day. I can't believe it, to be honest.
Presentation time. Fredrik Versnes, stage winner in Tirreno Adriatico, now a stage winner in the Arctic Race of Norway.
Yeah, I was really nervous for today, and then the first few laps were even more out of control and harder than I expected, but my team was just incredible today. To take the GC here, I'm really proud of myself. Really didn't expect to win the GC here, so to be in the yellow and finish it off with my teammates today is a really nice feeling.
A stunning performance by Corbin Strong. The 25-year-old New Zealander wins the Arctic Race of Norway with 11 seconds on Tom Pidcock. He also secures the points jersey. 23 points, Pidcock in second, Strong with 40. It was a tough week, but Ingebrigtsen secures the best climber with a 1-point advantage on Baksas. What a competition that was. And Corbin Strong is also the best young rider. 35 seconds is advantage on Riley Sheehan. The best team of the race, XDS Astana. Always consistent, they win by 43 seconds on Jaco Alula. The best Norwegian, Martin Tjota of the team of Arkea, B&B Hotels. And teammate of the day, the best teammate is Alexander Kristoff of Uno X Mobility in his last Norwegian race. There's our final podium, Scaroni, Pidcock and the winner Corbin Strong. Thanks for joining us for the highlights of the 12th edition of the Arctic Race of Norway. We'll be back for more excitement next year. Bye for now.